Dear Diary, it feels like forever since I've last written in here. The last entry was the first week of school, which was 6 weeks ago. Wow. I mean, I knew this whole diary thing would be on the back burner, but whatever. I actually made friends. Kit Kat, Lindsay, and I hang out every day now, usually at Bubbles. Lindsay has amazing taste in music. She knows all those obscure underground groups. She's failing history, but she can tell you all about some group that played one show and then the bassist stabbed the keyboardist. Every day she'll give me a new artist to listen to. I can't even keep up. I thought I hated rap. Turns out I just hate what you hear on the radio. Kit Kat is that kind of girl who doesn't care what anyone thinks about her. Her style is truly her own. It's like anti-fashion fashion. She even has a Pinterest board of all the losing looks on Project Runway. And yet, she's always good for making you feel better. At the first sign of drama, she's the one to bring you back down to earth and tell you that whatever the issue is, in the long run, it doesn't matter. She genuinely cares for those close to her in a way that I never was able to. Lindsay dropped a bomb on me the other day. Apparently, Kit Kat used to go by Katie. And in middle school, Katie was the most popular girl. As far as middle school standards go, she had it all. Power, a boyfriend, and the ability to bully anyone without repercussions. Or so she thought. One time in 8th grade, her and her posse started picking on a girl named Victoria, all because she had prettier shoes than Katie that day. They made fun of her in every way they could think, even making fun of her family until she started to cry. By eavesdropping when she saw Victoria in the counselor's office, Katie learned that Victoria's mother was really sick. Every day after school, she was visiting her mother in the hospital. Katie felt awful. And for the first time in her life, she saw herself for the monster she was. She tried to apologize to Victoria, but Victoria wouldn't forgive her. In fact, she never did. And she moved away at the end of that week. Katie couldn't forgive herself either. So she committed social suicide. She rented the ugliest Victorian dress she could find from the theater department and wore it to school. She knew her friends would be too vain to ignore it, and they would trash her the same way she trashed everyone else. She was made fun of by everyone. Rumor is the laughter was so loud, it broke a record for the loudest Wednesday in all the history of West Livingston. Laughs could be heard as far as the McDonald's on Liberty Road. Katie went home that day and she never came back. From then on, she was Kit Kat. And Kit Kat didn't care who or what was cool. With no eyes watching her, she was free to be whoever she wanted to be. During Kit Kat's journey, Lindsay was quiet and reserved, but she was always there. Lindsay took the heat for being Kit Kat's sister. She didn't do anything, and still became ridiculed for it. Instead of being royally pissed at her sister, she stood up for her. It was super cool of her. Kit Kat didn't become comfortable with herself overnight, and over several nights she would cry and voice her concerns to her twin, and Lindsay would listen. Most nights she wouldn't say anything, but she was always listening. She'd sacrifice sleep because she knew her sister needed her. Those nights were very hard for both of them, but because of it, they came out with a stronger bond as sisters. I wish I was their sister. At least we are friends. And that helps a lot with the changes that have happened recently. School is school. Midterms are coming up, which sucks. Why does every teacher have to do cumulative tests? I already took a test on the first chapter. Why do I need to prove I don't know half of it again? On the bright side, halfway through the semester means I'm halfway through sharing classes with Cindy. She has a superpower to know all my insecurities, I swear, because she can pinpoint them in seconds. My theory is she literally sold her soul to the devil. I bet outside of high school, she goes by Shiva. I'm still sitting next to Goose in geometry class. He's super weird, but sometimes he makes funny jokes, which is fine, I guess. No new developments with Ryan, other than his new haircut. Oh, and we came up with a new nickname for him, Star-Lord. I didn't think he could get any hotter, but he totally could. Remember when you heard Thor was getting his haircut in Ragnarok and you were scared because his locks were flawless? But then you see the trailer and you realized how great he looked? That's basically what Star-Lord did. Someday I'll run my fingers through that hair while we're making out, and it'll be super hot. And that day might be soon. The Sadie Hawkins dance is in a few weeks. Girls ask the guys. Isn't that a surprise? There's nothing better. Tomorrow I'm going to wear my best sweater and ask him to the dance. And once we go to the dance, we'll fall in love and it'll be Becki and Star-Lord for the rest of the days. I'm so nervous I'm almost sick, but I must do it. For our future, I must do it. Love and always, Becki.